How many of you would like to get the narcissist off of your mind? I mean, really get the narcissist off of your mind.
Yes. 1,000 times. Yes.
The question is, how do you do this? Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, Kevin, I have done everything I can possibly do to stop thinking about the narcissist. I have watched countless hours of my favorite YouTubers talking about
like to be in a relationship with a
narcissist.
You don't try and fix a
vulnerable narcissistic
Crazy making weapon.
narcissist.
Cause an emotional warfare.
Whoa. That is a great metaphor.
like to be in a relationship with a narcissist.
Vulnerable narcissistic
How do we
behaviors
heal from
and the
it?
thoughts that cause
And
them.
since I believe
So
journaling
right
can
here,
help many of
kind
us
of
in our
decoding
healing process, I just want to remind you that I
narcissistic
offer
behavior.
journal prompts
I did a
every
video
Tuesday
before
and
where I
Friday
looked at this from the
through my
perspective of
YouTube channel, which
narcissism,
is 5
but that wasn't specifically focused.
You've watched so many YouTube videos that you are now an expert in the field of narcissism. Congratulations, you can start your own YouTube channel.
All you got to do is get yourself a little camera just like this. Is this... The audio's not... Lighting looks bad. Makes my forehead glare. Cut. My name is Kevin, and we're going to talk about narc abuse. No, that was bad. Narc abuse... I
wouldn't want that for you. There's nothing glamorous about oozing the topic of narcissistic abuse out of your lips on a daily basis. I want something better for you. Listen, there's nothing wrong with watching YouTube videos on the topic of narcissism, but keep it in perspective. The videos are there for tools to educate you, but it will not get the narcissist off of your mind. If you ever come across a flashy thumbnail that says 5 ways to stop thinking of a narcissist, 10 ways to get the narcissist off your mind, don't watch it. It's probably bullshit because there is not 5 ways. There is not 10 ways. There's only your way. It's a highly personal, complicated issue, and you need to put in some work. Well, this is where tools come in handy, and I'm going to share with you a tool that's going to work for you. This is an analytical tool used by organizations and companies and teams to help them solve complicated problems, right? Problems like how to get a narcissist off your mind. So the tool we're going to be looking at here is a reverse problem-solving tool. I put one together for you. Here it is right there. And by the way, there will be a downloadable version of this tool on my website. So visit my website later this week, www.jointheroadway.com, where you can download this. And while you're there, schedule some one-on-one time with me. Those of you who need some help, visit the calendar section. It's there for you. Follow me on Instagram and on Facebook because I'm going to have a version of this same thing there as well that you can read and follow along with. Let's get into this. The first thing that you want to do, step number 1, is define your problem. Well, we've already done that. The problem is getting the narcissist off of your mind. Step 2 then is we actually want to reverse the problem. So instead of asking, how do you get the narcissist off of your mind? We want to ask, how would you keep a narcissist on your mind? Most people are going to go, I don't want to know how to keep a narcissist on my mind. I'm trying to get them off. But you need to write this down. We need to think of the question, how would you keep a narcissist on your mind? Because this is the key. This is where you're going to find out what you need to find out. Step 3 is to list out the thoughts on that reversed issue. And this is the key, because the ideas that you're going to write down ultimately are things that you're probably doing. So let's go through examples. How about number 1, laying on the couch, staring at the ceiling for hours, doing nothing. I know it's an exaggeration, but you get the point. Doing nothing. Well, doing nothing is a for sure way to make sure that a narcissist stays on your mind. Why? Because your mind naturally wants to gravitate towards the most exciting thing in your life, even if it was an all-out brawl with a narcissist. It's more exciting than sitting staring at the ceiling, right? So that's one way to make sure you are thinking about a narcissist. What's another way? How about hanging on to old photographs, old clothing, old memorabilia, having it in your space around you? Well, that's a way that you can keep bumping into reminders of them, isn't it? How about the third and final example? Looking at their social media accounts, looking at their Facebook, looking at their Instagram, so you can see what they're doing, who they're hanging out with, who they're dating, who they're lying to, how they're living, right? You get the added bonus of comparing their life to yours as you lay back and stare at the ceiling, right? So there's 3 examples of things you could write down. And again, the key here is that a lot of these ideas are going to be things that you might actually be doing. Step number 4 is you're going to reverse all of those ideas. And this is where you're going to start to get your solutions. So let's reverse the idea of laying around and staring at the ceiling. The reverse of that would be to get off your butt, go and do something, get some work done, go out and travel, meet people, take up a hobby, do whatever, because you're occupying your mind You're occupying your time. Example number 2. What's the reverse of hanging on to old photographs and memorabilia? Get rid of the stuff. Throw that stuff out. Put it in bags. Throw it out in the dumpster. Burn it. Whatever you got to do. Out of sight, out of mind. 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 Right? Number 3. Let's reverse looking at their social media. Delete their social media. Get rid of their Facebook. Get rid of their Instagram. And if that's too difficult, then get rid of your Instagram. Get rid of your Facebook. I've done that. Listen, there was a time, there was a generation, there was a golden era without Facebook and Instagram. How many of you remember the good old days? I remember. Listen, you can do this. And then the last step is to summarize your findings. Now you have an outline. You have a reference point. You have ideas of things that you can start doing, and you can summarize these things and you can implement these things. Now you have that starting point to begin the work that you need to do to get the narcissist off of your mind. Going into 2022, you'll change your life. You're going to change the way you think with effort, not with videos, but with effort. Listen, I'm here for your support. Down in the description box below this message, you'll find access to my calendar for one-on-one appointments, FaceTime video calls, WhatsApp video calls. It's available for you. So head on over to the website, schedule some time with me. Also, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be here with more videos on the Royal We.